I just wanted to make a video about how you can't believe or trust anything on the surface. It's always so much more than what's on the surface. And that's how they programmed, the elite have programmed the Sheeple bots by throwing stuff at them on the surface, and Sheeple just eat it up, considering it to be true because the masses are following it and it's on the TV, the news, or what have you. It's just on the surface. They look at these sellout puppets. There's a lot of them out there, many of them. They're all billionaires, multi-millionaires. Not all of them. I'm not saying every multi-millionaire is a puppet, but a lot of them are sellouts, and they're put in certain positions to deceive and mislead the masses. There's so many examples. I mean, it's how they've gotten their power all the way to this point today, and they're still using the same tactics and using their sellout puppets to condition the people how they want them to be. The Sheeple, anyway. It's like, you know, when Reagan started the war on drugs, and this kind of relates to my last video about Donald Trump. But, you know, Reagan started the war on drugs, and now Donald Trump wants to give drug dealers the death penalty. That's a small example of many. But that's how they gain their control and their power. They slowly but surely get what they want by using these puppets that are in positions that they put. A lot of these sellout puppets, they're pawns. They don't know the truth. You know what I mean? If they knew the truth, they wouldn't sell their soul. And a lot of these puppets, they have to do sacrifices and sacrifice, you know, one of their loved ones. And they do that because they don't know the truth. They're not spiritually connected. You know what I'm saying? They're just on the third dimensional world, all about their ego. And their third eyes have just been closed. Their spiritual connection has just been closed. So they don't know the truth. So that's why they just have no problem sacrificing one of their loved ones to gain what they got, which is just materialistic shit in this 3D world. To them, they think they're making it, you know what I'm saying? But they're way far behind anybody and everyone that hasn't sold their souls. And in a way, the system has trapped everyone, for the most part, in a way, being a sellout. You know, if you're paying taxes, in a way, whether you be familiar with it or not, kind of a sellout. You know what I mean? You're working for money that the government controls fully. You know what I'm saying? And plus they steal some of that back from taxes. So you're helping to support the beast system through your taxes. And they paint a good picture, and she will believe it, because it's on the surface. Oh, we need money for the roads, we need this and that. You know, the system charges us for fucking everything. A lot of stuff that they charge us for, it should be free, but they've got us all trapped to have to pay to live in this matrix, which is stupid. Like, you got to register your car just to legally drive it on the road. If you don't register your car, well, then technically, legally, you can't drive your car, you know? So you really can't even own anything in this world. They think that they own it all. You know, you got property taxes. You buy a house thinking it's yours, but if you don't pay your property taxes, they'll take your property from you. So how the fuck do you own that? It's an illusion. You know, Satan, the evil powers of this world, they use deception very, very much. And they've deceived the masses so much, it's wild to fathom. It's hard to wrap your head around it. Just how sinister and fucked up things really are. But things become just really obvious when you open up your third eye, decalcify your third eye, and get in tune with the universe. Things start to become really obvious, and you catch on to all the stuff that they're doing and trying to do. And of course you try to enlighten the Sheeple bots, but they're so programmed, and they have been since birth, to believe whatever the system tells them and feeds them. They just copycat what everybody else is doing, thinking it's right because everyone else is doing it. And it's just wild. It's just wild to me, knowing the truth and watching it from a spiritual perspective of everything that's going on. But sheeple just believe everything that's on the surface that's brought to them. Like, I feel energy. Somebody could say something to me and talk to me and carry on a conversation, but I like see right through their soul, you know. Eyes in a way are the windows to the soul, but you can also feel energy. And I could sense, you know, the demons within them, the evil within them, and also the good within each and everybody, you know. But the evil powers that be, the controllers of this world, they want a population that they have full control over. Their minds, their bodies, and their souls, and they want to control everything in this 3D world. They think that it's theirs, you know. They think that they own everything and everybody. And they've been, I've noticed that they've been dwindling the population down big time to a fully controlled population that are just ignorant, that will do whatever the system tells them to do. That's why America is the #1 for prison population. You know, we got the most prisons in the world. And a lot of the people that are in prison, some people haven't even committed the crimes, but they got charged for them. And a lot of people in prison are in prison for petty shit, such as drug charges, for selling weed or growing weed, marijuana, which is a plant, and it just grows. And that's why I'm against, you know, Donald Trump, sellout puppet Donald Trump, wanting to give the death penalty to drug dealers. Could you imagine growing weed, marijuana, and it's your passion is just to grow nature, you know? Marijuana is one of the safest drugs that are out there, especially compared to the pharmaceuticals people are fed. And could you imagine just growing weed, and yeah, you sell some to survive in this fucked up world, and then you get caught, and you get sentenced to prison, maybe even possibly, if Donald Trump and the system, the elite, have their way, the death penalty. Could you imagine being put to death for just growing some plants? It's so stupid and wrong. But it seems like there's way more to it, of course, than that. They're working it up towards what they want. I think I see something in the water there. What is that? Oh, yep. Look at that. It's a beaver. Oh, he just went under. Looks like he may have built kind of a dam there or something. That might be where he... Yeah, that's probably where he lives at, right there. Looks like he built that. He probably ran over there, actually. But there's hardly anything in society that's actually normal. Just because the evil powers that be got everybody to, or most of everybody, to comply and follow the leader wherever the elite wants to lead them, doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? Just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. And so many people are deceived by that they see everybody doing a certain thing that they think it's normal or right. Like the the gays, transgenders, lesbians, that, you know, the LGBTQ community, whatever. It's all, there's way more sinister shit behind it, you know. This world is ruled by evil that the average person cannot fathom it. They really can't. And you're going to see some demonic shit going on that they're going to be trying to normalize, like they already have normalized so much shit that it's just wrong. And you got so many pawns, Sheeple bots that are just programmed, that are working for the system, that enforce the system. And if you don't follow in line, well, they got ways of handling people like that, of course. They want everybody to just follow in line. And they don't want anybody opening their minds. That's why psychedelics, in my opinion, are illegal in the first place. I mean, psychedelics is nature. It comes from nature. Mushrooms, LSD, DMT, dimethyltryptamine, ayahuasca. I mean, there's just so much out there that comes straight from nature, but yet it's illegal here in America, all of it. It's because they don't want you opening your mind. They don't want you seeing the bigger picture. And psychedelics kind of pry open your third eye temporarily while you're on it. It's not a drug you use to get high. It's a drug that you use to help your soul, these psychedelics are. Sure, some people might abuse it. I mean, you could abuse anything. There's far more deaths from pharmaceuticals and the treatments and shit that the system provides in the medical industry. Whoop, almost slipped and busted my ass. Then there are deaths for smoking marijuana and doing psychedelics. And the system it's designed to keep everybody enslaved and trapped in a certain way, their way, you know what I mean, the way that they want us to live. Like if somebody wanted to just detach themselves from the system and run out in nature, you got to understand that government even controls nature parks. You know, you can't go there and legally crack. Now some parks you can, yeah, but most parks across America, you can't just go there and pitch a tent and crash, or park a car and crash. You'll get a knock on the door and they'll get you for trespassing, for just sleeping in your car at a park. They have control over almost everything, pretty much. They ain't got control over my mind anymore, I'll tell you that. They used to. I used to be a dumbass sheep. But I seek truth, and I never gave up, and I just kept seeking truth. And you'd be surprised at what you'll find when you seek truth. The majority of people don't give a fuck about the truth, and they're programmed to get mad about the truth when it's brought to them. But it's true what they say, the truth will set you free. But first it'll definitely piss you off. Oh, there's some deer. Way back there, I don't know if you guys can see them. But, yeah. And most people, they just keep themselves enslaved because they don't know the truth, you know. There's so many traps that are put in place to keep us enslaved to this matrix system that even when you wake up, it's difficult it can be difficult on enslaving yourselves, because especially when you got kids, because the system wants to keep your kids enslaved to the matrix system, through the school system. They want them to be indoctrinated like everybody else, so everyone else is the same. Which they give you a choice, but it's an illusion of choice. You know, you can do homeschooling or have your kid in school, but you're still feeding. The system is basically forcing you to basically feed your child or kids what they want them to memorize. So when they get out of school, when they turn like 18, they're programmed successfully, because they're so used to waking up in the morning, going to school. They're just so used to doing the same shit over and over again. So when they turn 18, they're programmed and ready to go to get a job, enslaved for the matrix system, so the matrix system, the elite, can profit off of them and drain their energy. It's all about keeping the masses distracted on shit that doesn't matter. That's what it's about. That's what they do. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Sheeple will believe anything, and they'll judge people for what is on the surface. Even though that person that might seem good to them might talk a good talk, Sheeple bots don't feel energy, so they don't know, you know, who or how they really are. But I see right through all the bullshit, and there's many people that are like me that are empaths that have woke up. We had to wake ourselves up to the truth. We had to seek truths on our own. No truth is going to come from the system. That's a fact. Anything that the system, the government, feeds the masses, it's majority of the time it's the opposite. You know what I mean? If they say it's for your safety, well, it's probably for your slavery. Or if they say it's for your safety, it's probably to harm you. You gotta really want to know the truth to find the truth. You can't be distracted all the time. Too many people are easily distracted and manipulated, taken advantage of by the matrix and the evil that is uncomprehendable for most. You got to seek truth for a long time. It ain't going to just come to you in a day. You got to be constantly seeking truth, and more doors will open up for you. You'll be able to free yourself from the matrix eventually, because it opens up doors for you to be able to see on how to escape the bullshit. It gives you a path to where you can free yourself. But most people, the Sheeple bots, they're so distracted, and it keeps them in a box. Keeps them in a box, in a prison that they can't see. Their minds aren't even free. Their souls are trapped. And it's not just seeking truth, of course. You know, you got to do all the necessary steps, which will come to you as you seek the truth. But you got to take the necessary steps to have a healthier lifestyle and consume good products, organic products that are good for you. Not just meat all the time. That's dead food, pretty much, if you think about it. You got to put some life into you. Fruits, vegetables, organic ones, not GMO. To me, it's crazy, because I see the majority of people are just dull. There's not much life into them. Yeah, they're alive, but they're kind of like zombies because they don't know the truth and they're just doing whatever the system tells them to do. The average person doesn't help others. They're selfish. And the system has played a big part on making them that way. Selfish and greedy. Anyway, I just want to do another rant. I'll have more videos coming. Till next one, peace and love.